Hello and good evening. Welcome back to Breath of Fire 3. Where we last left off, we had just cleared the Desert of Death, opened up the passageway back to the previous areas via the teleporter. And we're sitting on the doorstep of Caer Xhan. So let's go ahead and take our first steps into this new place and see if we can find God, shall we? Hope everyone's doing well today, whatever time of day it might be. Yeah, welcome to Caer Xhan. It is the final overall area. We are almost done. That said, it wouldn't be a final area in an RPG without being absolutely huge. So don't worry, we're not about to wrap things up tonight. I like how this is presumably a bar and it has what should be a pinball machine, though. Okay, you can't interact with the... Okay, you can't interact with most of them then, just the bookshelf looking one. Imagine if the hide and seek kids were all the way over here like, wow, you found me, haha, gosh. Be like, how the hell did y'all get here of all places? Looks just like honey. Okay, nothing more to say on that. Alright, that's probably relevant to progress. We're going to hold off on that for a moment. He gaga roll. If you need more consumables, this would be the place to do it. That one's just outright empty. Goo goo, ga ga ga. Not sure what the heroic string... I guess that's their way of saying you get the defense. But as you can see, that is a really nice piece. It's unfortunately not enough to justify buying it right now. And there it is. The singular most powerful weapon in the game, the atomic bomb, for yo girl, Momo. Royal armor is pretty good. Force armor, I would honestly argue it'd be more worthwhile going for the force armor. Psionics is mental status effects, so that's at least a +1 against them. And then... Okay. So by this point, anything that we're not going to be using can just be sold. There's no reason to. Right, we got another one from the fairies. We'll keep the rock breaker just in case I grab Pika, but don't go grab that weapon in the desert. I mean, yeah, it's not a lot for most of these, but it adds up when you've stockpiled and never sold anything. How did we get a lacquer shield? Yeah, I can see why we didn't equip it, just to be sure. Okay. I wasn't thinking we had this much zenny worth of gear on us. So we might go ahead and hmm, we might go ahead and buy the good pieces that are here, if that's the case. And realistically speaking, it is not hard to get zenny at this point in the game. Those just aren't worth the effort. So the Seeking Sword is just a net gain. We will go ahead and grab it. Grab the Force Armor for all three of them. If we get something better, we can roll these back to the next group. Grab the Atomic Bomb. A little surprised that Ray can't equip the Seeking Sword. That is still weaker than Nina's current weapon. Oh, actually, that is stronger than the Rock Breaker, so I guess if you were going to use Pika, you could totally just grab that. I think we'll call it with that. It's pretty well rounded. I don't think we got into enough fights in the desert to justify going to the fairy village quite yet. But we will make an effort to check in at least once or twice before the end of everything. They have been useful, but by this point, almost everything you can get from it is outclassed by what you're going to naturally be getting, because you are at the final dungeon now. Well, final total thing. Uh, Security active. Please use the switch to select a mode. On, normal mode. Off, test mode. Moon Tears, which we've gotten a few of those throughout the game. We just haven't been using them. They are very likely to be used in the nearish future, so they're basically a status cleanse and full health restore for the party. So not quite a Final Fantasy Mega Elixir, but getting there. I was actually watching somebody else play this earlier today, but at a much earlier point, and their complaint was station ground control currently running in emergency lockout mode. Deactivate emergency mode? Yes. Orbital Station Myria. Please use platform 1. Okay. Normal mode engaged. Unlocking ground control station. And their two major complaints were frequency of battles, which, you know, you play JRPGs, you know that that's just part of the thing. So you either get completely accustomed to it, unless it's particularly outrageous, and acclimate to it as best you can, or you complain, which, I'm not faulting them for it. It's a fair complaint. Especially if you're going to compare it to Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross and so on, where battles are 100% avoidable. But their other one was AP and how it's managed, which they were going through a no spoiler limited back seating, which that's fair. Um, you can't just be like, hey, you could totally do this though. I feel like AP is really strict at the very start, right? Like Ryu, Rei, Tipo, and Ryu, Nina. But the more skills you get, attention. Lift for Myria Station, now at Platform 1. Myria, Myria. I keep hearing that name. That's supposed to be God. I guess we'll find out soon enough, eh? Which, you can't just tell them, well, if you do this, it will be easier or something, right? I'm gonna be real. We would have had more AP issues had I not taken Blitz. But I've taken Blitz attention. Lift for Myria, now leaving Platform 1. I've taken Blitz practically every one. Even my first one, I managed to find it. At ancient Caer Xhan, the long-abandoned home of the gods. Ryu and his companions board the huge machine, which is unlike anything they have ever seen before. Can I just say that this platform does not reach safety protocols? The machine carries them high into the sky, to a place that shares the name of a god. Last stop, Orbital Station Myria, arrivals platform. Like, if I hadn't had Blitz, main entrance is currently locked. Please use the workers area entrance. Thanks. Then yeah, it would have been a little bit stricter for me. But even as early as, say, Rapala, magic was kind of falling off as a, like, sure shot way to clean up business. So, I don't know. I'm probably biased. Plus, I have several runs under my belt, so there is that. Ooh, a lot of defense. Also, I'm not in attack formation, so I suppose there's that. Okay, not stealing from the armor. Okay, then. Should probably grab some more ammonia. So Risky Blow is usually not a threat, but... Well, if it actually lands, then you've got some issues. Oh hey, Thunderclap's actually really cheap, all considered. Let's go ahead and get that threat out of the way. Don't need more sleep right now. And that can not only be learned, but is definitely on the agenda. I wouldn't use that, but I really want that sleep gone. Uh, so I was incorrect. You do get bone break from leveling. You do indeed get it from leveling rather than story progression. So you don't just have it as Kaiser. But you know, we'll go ahead and show it off now because we're not going to rely on it later anyway. And we'll try Holy Strike. It's pretty hard, all considered. That was a rough first fight, though I blame the sleep more than anything. Though, if we're being fair, the risky blow actually connecting was a unique oddity in another, and I forgot to go into attack formation. Jeez. And here we have the Death Bot. I wonder how hard Holy Strike would hit for. Intruder alert. Arming weapons. Basically as hard as the... Oh, okay. Basically as hard as the entirety of Blitz hit it for. Okay. And he's still slow. I don't know what he can use, so this might be a terrible... Okay, well, he's dead now. Before we do anything... Formation. Attack. Wouldn't be as worried about keeping him tip-top, but I don't remember what all threats are here. Did I equip the... Yeah, I did. So what is this? I wouldn't want confusion on my weapons in this unless I was immune to confusion. Because the last thing you want is to coin toss between literally murdering your teammates and also confusing them. Also, I believe Caer would in fact put down the Nightmare. There we go. Pretty solid. Just like that, we're almost at the speed mark I was mentioning. We'll keep him on Ladon for a bit, though. Ladon's just... If it wasn't for the HP AP penalty being as large as they were, it would be a really good master to stick with. But they gotta balance it out somehow, right? Oh yeah, that's way closer to what I was expecting. Damascus Mail, so stuff from Dragnir, right? Okay, well, if they're by themselves, they will be no threat then, because if that's what they're going to do first turn every turn, yeah. Insufficient power, please perform a breaker check. Roger Wilco. Is that literally all? So, we don't care about stealing from it. So, charm to improve its drop rate and examine in case we can get frost strike. I thought it was supposed to be a risky blow, not a guaranteed hit. Okay, I know they have to have something better than that, unless there's two versions of that enemy. There could be. So either that's the common drop, or there is, in fact, two, and I'm thinking of the other one. Please enter your destination. Let's look at the arrival platform, which would be where it was just at. Let's see... Yeah. Now the wisdom fruit for that final boss fight, am I right? I'll try and charm it as well, just to see what it can potentially drop. I would need to pull up the wiki or something to verify, like, very low drop rate items. That is just an unfortunate side effect of actually having things with 1 in 256 drop rate. Boons. Oh yeah, no, keep her on there for 3 levels and she'll be fine. Better not tell me I'm... Oh, okay. So now we're going down to the maintenance deck. Which, once again, is not up to code. Can you imagine working here and this being the maintenance area you gotta go through every day for work? You would hate your workplace. And that's a fair thing to say. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have a chance to arm your weapons, buddy. Please enter your destination. Workers area. Now, why you couldn't just literally step over, jump over, walk around, crawl under, that is beyond me, but, you know, whatever. I suppose if it's by itself, we can just get away with using the full auto. Our key is required for access. Our key is, yep, required for access. Where's your card key now? Ooh, very nice. Yeah, I haven't been using those. That's another, like, last boss deal. A reason not to heal? Which means this is probably going to be our hub for a little while. And yeah, you can just... Alright, so you can do everything that you would need to from here. So this will be our hub while we're in Caer Xhan for now. Adept. Probably learn... Well, you can maybe learn a thing or two from it. Or it can just die in one hit. That's fine too. $400 Zinni. Alright, so that looks like a lobby. So let's head back down and check the other path, because that might have just been a dead end with a treasure piece or two. I have a general idea of the layout, but it has been a while since, well, I played the game, so... Or rather, played through the game to completion, since I literally played this the last recording. Oh, not learning anything from that. Okay, so either it also has a low drop rate deal going, or I'm thinking of another one with the same-ish model. Oh. Auto lock system active. Release main entrance lock. Okay, so not a treasure dead end, but an important dead end. So now we can go in and out from the front door. Laser lock system active. Entry into laboratory prohibited. Release lock? Yes. And that's probably progress. So, 2 for 1 special. On the off chance the armor survives. Oh. Okay, he almost could have. If that last one had maybe been 10 points weaker, he probably would have. I do want Frost Strike. It's probably going to end up on Ray and, well, probably never get used, but I do want it. Oh no, they were both blocking me. Okay. So yeah, if you combine Blitz with the Artemis Cap, I don't think I've noticed any of those miss since combining them like that, and whew, the output is definitely there. It's like the only thing they're adept at is picking the wrong fights. That's the way out. Oh, and since we already unlocked Hachio, I guess we can go through our consumable stat boosters. Oh, one survived. Not learning it, though. That might... Okay, yeah, that's enough to kill, so... You know what? Let's gamble. Seriously, why do we have random chance revivals? So by this point, we'll just start from the top. My eye is burning. Power food, you know where it goes. Intelligence. Pop it on her, of course. Protein, might as well. And honestly, the slowest person is... It's kind of really sad that it's Ray, but we'll put it on Ryu just to ensure he always has the EX turn. He is the one who's putting in the real hurt. We never did use those ivory dice. So what they do, I might have mentioned this in a prior part, is you target one enemy with it. I believe it's a single enemy in this one. And it doubles their EXP and Zenny drops for that fight. You can probably see why that's super handy. But we're honestly pretty okay. I don't think we need to grind with this particular group. We will naturally level a few more times and it'll probably be fine. If we were to go super heavy on grind, could always opt for using Mount Zublow's Lava Men, because by this point you should be able to feasibly outspeed, power level it, and then kill it. If you've brought it down to, like a handful of points, I could see that being completely just better than grinding in, say, the desert. But, we check the other door. I think this is progress. Or the other path, because there should be two paths on the second level. Which could just be an item, but... Hmm. Yeah, see, we're not even trying to grind, and we're already, like, well on our way to another level. Hmm. Looks like it's two viable paths. Is this dead end? I'll take it. We'll go forward a little bit more on this side, but... Oh, no we won't. Okay. So we'll need something to deal with that. Okay. I knew that I was going to have to keep my eyes open in here because I remembered there being a plant enemy and I wanted to be sure. This is delightful. If you've played Resident Evil, the first one of the boss enemies was literally Plant 42. And that's, of course, by Capcom, who put this out as well, so I dig it. That's good. I like that. I was thinking about that. I was like, they totally did that, didn't they? But it was so far back that I didn't. Oh, I'm trying to just. It's completely overgrown. Even a sword is no use. It's more than overgrown. It's actively wiggling. But yeah, I wanted to be sure, and sure enough, there you go. So that's cute. I like it. Shout out to my survival horror bros and sisters out there. Shout out to the homies who dig those tank controls. We're just gonna full auto. Yeah, I don't even think it penalizes... It might penalize Ray's attack. I would have to go and, like, look and see what the exacts for the other bits are, but Momo seems like she's dealing full damage still. I would totally do some Resident Evil, and I, you know, plan to. I mean, I already did the original 4, after all. But it is such a mess on how to do them that I'm not sure how I would want to proceed. Because I'm one of the weirdos that prefers the remake of 1, but the original version of 2. I'm ambivalent to 3. 3 was not my favorite. And then on top of that, the remake, while definitely bringing some nice quality and stuff to things, still kind of cut stuff as well. Like what they cut didn't bother me too much because I don't like 3 as much, so I'm just like, okay, cool, bye. But I get why people were bothered by it. Hmm. I'll want to look and see what that does, because Blessed Armor is way too vague, but that might end up replacing the armor. For the speed, if nothing else. Gee, if they're specifying the color, I wonder if there's another, and if there is another, I wonder what it's weak to. Because I bet this one's fire. Okay, cool. I'll take elemental absorption items. Hell yeah. Okay, and he is almost dead because that did nothing. So I'm cool with stealing another ring or two. Hell yeah. This one is, yeah. Well, wait a minute. Because that's progress, and I would like to check the other things first. Newt. Well, you're not my buddy Drax, so you're not getting special treatment. Like, I have no reason to be mean to the Drax. Like, they're pretty straightforward. It's I want to look at that. Uh, huh? He must have been low enough that became an available option for him, because I don't understand why he would otherwise. Yeah, that's not super great. Can he? It's still weaker. And because we've literally got flame enemies here, I wouldn't use it here. Might be good in the plant area, though. Ammonia. A newt. Oh yeah, no, he was on the verge, if that's the case. Shock panel settings monitor. Set which panel has a current by aligning the pluses and minuses. Okay. So we will probably be fiddling with this for a fair few minutes. Especially since the other one is in the other room. So what we're going to attempt to do, at least for the moment, and we'll fiddle with the third one when we go back to that room. And hopefully we'll just have a straight shot. Uh, a horrible monster is asleep on the other side of the glass. Be ashamed to wake it. Be ashamed to wake it up, eh? Let's leave it alone. There's a card in there. I wonder if it's not one of the keys we need. Doesn't that beat all? We'd better go get it, or... Well, we got no choice, right? First we have to figure out how to stop that gas. Terminating sleep gas. Well, that was easy. Okay, no swallow eye. Cool. Which, by this point, I've seen how the Resident Evil 4 remake is. Clone? Oh, is that a clone of Newt? Okay. Um, I haven't played it. I cannot justify the expense right now. Um, and I do have a few small issues with it, like Denuvo being on the PC version. But, ooh, there's another source of Flame Strike if you wanted it. Wait, no extra turn? I'm shocked. But overall, it's a very high quality remake. They definitely adhered to the original's overall design spirit. If I if I had to say that there was anything I disliked about it, it would probably be hold on. Uh-oh. It would probably be that Leon feels too serious right now. Do the others reset? Because, well, I got a way to resolve this. Mostly because I do want to fit everything in a certain amount of time. But, shock experiment area. Use the 3 monitors to set which panels carry a current. Danger, don't enter area while panels are active. Floor is flashing with sparks and looks dangerous. Do you go in? Yes. So it's not ideal, but I'm doing it anyway. So we got poison. not that big of a deal. Now, it can be worse. They do give a lot of status effects, but we cleared out enough of it that that didn't matter too much. I do think the Resident Evil 4 remake definitely improved upon the new cast members. Uh, I don't think there was anybody in the new characters, as in the characters that were new in Resident Evil 4. I don't think there was a single one of them that was objectively worse. Like, obviously, I'm going to be vague in case people are interested in going through it themselves but don't want to be spoiled on anything. But yeah, no, I do think they did a good job. I really liked some of the flavorful new additions and the way they tweaked some stuff. But I don't think I could honestly look at it and say they did anything wrong. Other than, again, like certain character things with Leon and such. But yeah, no, they did a good job, I feel. I was very pleasantly surprised because the original RE4 is timeless. Like, you can still go back and play it now. Like, the remake doesn't render the old one moot. It's just a slightly different experience. So, I'm good with that. I am worried about what they're going to do next, though, because it's either going to be an RE5 remake, or supposedly people have mentioned that RE9 has been somehow confirmed, but I'd have to look into that. But the big thing for me, well, I mean, neither is necessarily not relevant to me, but I'm more interested in a Code Veronica remake because that one was the that was the weird black sheep of the bunch, in my opinion. Because even on the PS2, the controls just felt wrong for that game. Like, I think you might have been able to customize it back into a normal state, but the controls were just objectively un-Resident Evil, which was weird. But yeah, I think I would like to see a remade Code Veronica. Because with what they've done so far in the remakes, I feel like they can fix my largest grievance with that game. And, well, if anybody has a problem with Code Veronica, I think we're all on the same page that it begins with S and ends in Teve. Okay. Yeah, the strike from Ryu didn't hit quite as hard, so that's not too surprising. What we got, Ray? Oh, Ray does get Mjolnir. Okay, I thought that would go to Nina. But overall, pretty solid level. He will use Mjolnir approximately 0 times. Down the Slicer. I think that's a better weapon for Ray. Critical blow percent up. Also lighter. You know what? I'll take the combined benefits at the cost of 6 attack. That's fine. That's fine. Gee, I sure hope I can take that card and leave safely. It's asleep. Maybe the gas is still working. We should be able to get the card without waking it. Or maybe not. Now, you might be wondering how I'm going to fight this. If you thought I would be using a warrior-based form, you would be correct. So, I say that. I don't believe this thing has elemental weaknesses, and I'm not going to fish for Douse. So, I think we'll go with Myrmidon, which is still a warrior form, so you were still right. We will ensure that we get the good stuff going. Look at that juicy health pull of 400. So that should guarantee EX turns, and then the War Shout should help on the strength side, so we should be golden. Okay. I'm 90% sure even if I examine... Well, I already have Blizzard, so it's a moot point. But even if I were to examine that, I wouldn't be able to learn the spell, unfortunately. So... let's try a basic attack and see how... Ooh, might have needed the speed up. Okay, so that's... try Holy and just see what happens. You know what? We'll go ahead and see if Douse procs just for funsies. Okay, Holy's the one thing I would maybe think it could be weak to. Also, we opened the game with the Nue Chimera, and now we're fighting just a straight-up Chimera. And this is where the enemy's primary threat comes from. It can just straight inflict paralysis. So, let's see how strong Aura hits. Okay, just a flat double. We could totally just shred him with Aura, actually. Unfortunately, you will just have to straight up use Panacea to take care of that. Oh boy. I don't know if Paralyzer can be learned. I feel like you might be able to, but you would... Woo! Ooh! Okay. You would have to farm it out just a bit. Well, I would kind of like to not have to deal with too much healing, so we're just going to wrap it up. Should only take another turn with that kind of output. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Those two should easily wrap it up. And if not... do we have a vitamins? That should do it. Yep. I'm sure it had something to steal, but whatever. Come on. Woo! Yeah, we'll get her up to like 200, maybe 220. And she'll be good to go to whoever. It's a cheap looking card that says Keycard B. It doesn't look very impressive or important at all. Doesn't this just beat all that work for this? I'm sure it's fine. I'm gonna clean up with this room here, or this path here, and then we're gonna head back to the little hub room and wrap up. You found HE shells. Mama can use them to destroy plant life. So there you go. That's how we're going to get into the other path. And it's, I mean, obviously it's weaker than the atomic bomb, but it's comparable. No, no, oh. I was going to pilfer. If I do anything off off screen, I guess would be the correct phrase now. It will be going back to the fairy village and checking on them, and going and finishing up Ladon, because we should be able to wrap him up now. Okay. Agility of 72. Ooh. I'm just completely wasting AP now, but there's the recovery room and everything, so it's like, eh. It's locked. Maybe Ray would be able to pick it. And that's one reason why you would want him in your party. Giant shield. Dragon shield. Dragon helm. Gee, I wonder who those go to. And, okay. So the giant shield is probably for Gar. So, it's a little bit heavier, and we do lose the attack buff, but we get some innate resistance to fire, and a sizable defense jump. More protection to fire, which at that point we're probably getting close to immunity. Again, we lose a little bit of power because we're ditching the bonus, and it is a little bit heavier, but again, another huge defense jump. So you know what? I think it's fine. And once again, we want a little bit more on the agility, so I guess we're going to stick with Ladon a bit more. And that's fine. What a beautiful bunch of amphibious creatures. It'd be a shame if somebody blitzed you all. If I do anything other than what I mentioned, maybe I'll try farming for some items from the enemies here with other people in the party to, one, catch them up, and two, um, see about finishing up some of the other masters, just to have that done. No harm in having more moves readily available, after all. Not dealing with two of them. Granted, Ryu... I think Ryu is probably just getting healed at this point, but I could be off. Oh, you didn't use your breath. Smart. The experience is getting decent, though, I will admit that, because that's about 4,000 undivided. Yeah, at this point, the best you'd be getting, like, better than this would be the Lava Man, I feel. And then we got the ones that wouldn't be absorbed. Roughly the same output, though. Oh, okay. Nothing a little bit of Gamba won't fix. I'll wait because this could just fail. Yeah, this was a good first step into Caer Xhan. Obviously we've got the front doors open now, and we've overcome the first major key to lock scenario, which is getting the shells. I think the key card, like it suggested, is not actually anything important. It actually opens up treasure. I could be wrong, but we will see. This room or the next one? Next one. Yay. You know what? I think the two doors are like right there next to the healing room, so we'll check both of them and then wrap up. I don't think there's going to be anything super busted there, but never know. We're just going to blitz them. I don't believe that door there with the key card reader will open with the B, but we can check that next time. Adept? More like Deadept. It's actually currently late for me, so don't expect anything too witty. Yep, level B. Go for it. It's an army of honeys. It's a navigator. Those are navigators lined up over there. They're guides to the Myria Orbital Station. They contain numerous safety features as well as keys called navigator codes. If you'd like a navigator, please. I see you already have a navigator. Looks just like honey. Demon's Bane. Which shares a name with the ability that I was referencing earlier. Yeah, not feeling it, Chief. Not feeling it at all. I mean, I guess if you knew for sure that a boss, maybe, at this point, was a demon, it could be worth it because then you would just get what I... Excuse me? You just drop a wisdom fruit? I'm not gonna farm them, but good to know. Alright. I guess if you knew for sure a boss was going to be a demon. Oh, that's an A. Alright, well, never mind then. That it could be worth it, because then all of your physical attacks, or ones based on the weapon, would benefit from it. So, maybe? I might put Ray on something that'll buff his HP and defense as well. I don't know if it'll be Fall, though. Might put him back on Bunyan. Because he is currently the slowest one in this speed demon comp that we've got. But for now, I will be calling it here. Same things as mentioned last time. You know, if you got recommendations or requests, by all means, shoot them my way. If you've got any feedback on the quality of the video, please hit me up. I need anything to reflect on that I can get. Hope y'all had a great time. If you liked the video, by all means, please like it. And if you're not already subscribed and you want to see more, please subscribe, and you'll hopefully YouTube will do its job and let you know when my next stuff goes up. Hope you'll have a wonderful evening. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for sticking around. And I'll see you next time. Y'all take it easy and take care of yourselves.